going well today. We've had lots of good public response. People really wanting to know what the project's about. So a lot to do with informing them about big things on the beach. It always creates a bit of a stir when you have a line cutting through a thoroughfare. But we've already had the best trial you can because one of the tractors that cleans the beach has already been over. So it's taken full impact so far. It's been quite good. The first week was really good, the weather was great, and the second week there's been a lot of torrential rain, and it makes it very difficult to work on a prom because of health and safety issues. You don't want anybody tripping up, and yet obviously it's all got to be stuck down.
Enjoy the afternoon. We're going to have a little bit more hopefully from the Carpetbag Brigade, and then Ailey Scott, one of the participants on Big Things Public Art Commissioning course, is going to say a few words about the works which they have specially commissioned for this afternoon and for the Garden Gallery. So she'll be with you in just a few minutes. But for the moment, I think it's back to Carpetbag Brigade. Thanks very much, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. As you know, my name's Ailey and I'm one of the trustees for Big Things on the Beach. I'd just like to take a couple of minutes to introduce the Power of three temporary public art initiatives which are part of Garden Gallery's project. The three pieces we commissioned are Landstream by Angela Beardsley, Hives by Emma Herman Smith, and along at the Joppa end, What You Looking At by Amy Copeland. We commissioned these pieces because we felt they were contemporary and engaging and especially suited to the environment here. We hope you have a great afternoon and really enjoy all the artworks on display in Portobello over the next few weeks. Thank you.
I really wanted to get involved, and going through the actual commission process of doing a presentation, I've never done that before as well, and that was brilliant fun, really good fun. So it just makes you focus on what you have to do. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. I immediately started researching Portobello and the history, because I've been here many years ago, and tried to give a piece of work that was about the site for the people involved in the site. This whole area used to be scrubland, and there was a lot of the monks up at Holyrood used to come down and bring all the cattle to graze, and this gorse flower sort of seemed to stand out. I tried to let the place make the artwork, and so with it coming up with this gorse and through its history and all the different layers of the community and the layers of the surfaces that have been built here, I thought I've just got to go with that, and I tried desperately to let the artwork do itself. The fact that I've been allowed to go across the prom has really made people, consider the space that they're in. Some people are having to walk over it, step around it. We've even had cyclists who've gone all the way around the cake stand just to carry on, even though we've had the tractor going backwards and forwards over the top of it. So
I think I stood on it, in fact, and then it was only really then that I noticed that there is this arrangement of three-leafed flowers, both on the podium here and also actually on the beach, and it's a sort of, I don't know, it's a kind of heading to, is it sort of in alignment with the Bass Rock or the Kickenzie Power Station, a sort of flower of power thing?
There was me and several helpers, including my mum and my partner and a few of my friends, and we made wireframes and then wrapped plaster of Paris bandage around everything, and then obviously there's a drying process involved there, and then painted them up.
It was very inviting when we arrived, and I was already thinking that my son would love to destroy it.
Just looking at the map.
But I see that probably other children have been there first.
It's quite interesting. I don't really fully understand it, but it's quite pretty. It's right down onto the beach.
Well, I got involved in the project through the Garden Gallery. When I read all the information from Amber and Duncan about the Garden Gallery, it said that there was an opportunity to apply to do the work for Big Things on the Beach. So I did a bit of research into Big Things on the Beach and saw the wonderful pyramids that had been made. And I put a proposal together, came down here and had a look at what I thought. And what I thought was going on is that there's a sign just behind me which has pictures of birds and wildlife. And I thought, well, they have those everywhere. Nobody stops, nobody looks.
We were sent an email about the art. So.
Yeah, thought we'd come down and have a look, see what's here.
Which is why these pictures here are of, some of them are slightly abstract to show that you can make things on the beach and natural things will also happen on the beach that are beautiful and abstract. And I also want to show the way the beach can be used by the public, hence the picture of the wee boy running off the set and of the man walking his dog, because the beach can be used for so many things, not just for sandcastles and picnics. It can be used for recreational purposes, for building sculptures, for lots of community engagement.
I reckon it must be a piece about taking more notice about what's on the beach instead of just stepping over things. Open your eyes and see what's going on around you.
It's all here anyway, so...
Yeah.
They're quite clumsy pieces. They're not beautiful, fine art work. I worked on them in Photoshop to alter all the contrasts so that when they did get printed, they would have lots of area of colour. People like bright colours and they come over to see what they're about.
I like it. I like the colours. And I like how you can see through them. And I'm sure it's much better when it's sunnier too.
I wanted to make it so that it would be different in different lights. So that when it's dull, they're just things hanging that are quite interesting, quite bright, but the minute the sun comes out, they change. They become really bright, really transparent.
I'm aware of big things on the beach, and I saw it advertised just at the time that I wanted to make this particular piece of work. So it fell in together very, very nicely, and they obviously liked the idea enough to let me go ahead with it. There are 3 hives, concrete hives. It's the cast interior and the underside of beehives. And they are, the idea of them is to raise awareness about the global honeybee crisis.
I'm attracted to them, I really like them, but I'm interested in the whole the dying off of the bees.
There's not that much that we can do is the slight problem. What we can do is plant more bee-friendly flowers, encourage more insects into our gardens. There were maybe 5 locations, preferred locations set out at the application stage. And when I saw this one, although the grass has been cut at the moment, it's full of clover, so it just seemed the most obvious place to put the hives.
Were there any bees in them?
No, just representing beehives. Oh well.
They're very sturdy. Where are the bees?
I bought a beehive. I wanted this particular beehive. It's a WBC hive because it's a prettier hive. In sections, I bought the hive flat pack and made each section sort of slots into the next one. So I made each into a separate mould. I haven't worked in concrete before, so it was a very rapid learning process, but it worked. And it's, for anybody who knows, it's clearly referencing Rachel Whiteread's house, which, for similar sorts of reasons, that populations move on and it becomes a space that can't be used anymore.
Today's event has been really well managed. I mean, we saw some amazing performance. I really enjoyed watching the people from San Francisco doing unbelievable things on stilts. It's just worked out very well. Everybody I see has a map. They're engaging in their surroundings. They're probably seeing more of Portobello than they've ever seen. The children in the garden from the other hosts, they're really getting involved. They're explaining the work. They are becoming interested in art. They're becoming interested in the process of how to make the art, what the art's about. I can't see anybody walking around here with a frown on their face. Everybody's grinning, everybody's enjoying the work.
It's certainly good for Portobello anyway, bringing people here that maybe never thought of coming to Portobello and enjoying the area.
It's pretty about the weather.
Fantastic.
Great, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Everyone spoken to is really enjoying either having things in their garden or just the buzz of it.
And it's such a nice atmosphere, isn't it?